Okay, good. Get this funny thing down there and put me up here. Okay. So, as always, if you can just let me know how the levels are. I noticed something yesterday. Good. I noticed something that when we went to the earbuds, that the sensitivity went whoop, and it sounded like I had pushed the volume. It did not do that, but it's a good little production tip to remember for us. So, throughout the day, let me lay out kind of what my thinking is that we'll just be live for an hour. I'm going to go ahead and change the Nightbot. If you hear me plunking, we'll do that first of all to get the command for the 2-hour chime to be the 1-hour chime. And let me 1-hour live chime. And I didn't put the trigger out last night either. No wonder. There are a lot of things, a lot of moving parts yesterday, I think. And then we'll make it to read chimes. Yeah, and we'll update that. And then we'll give it a whirl. Okay, so chimes is now the new trigger. Chimes, please. Why wouldn't that work? There we go. And it should be the 1 hour. I did not expect, I guess this is the era of beauty, never expected this, that I would see other people's comments about the way that people are treated. We knew that they had been treated a certain way, but we can have sensitivities towards these things, and maybe because it's us and it's not the other person, then we get sort of thing, oh, don't worry about it, it's perfectly fine and all this. And we know how it works among us. We don't want anybody to be hurt, and of course we would love to be heard on these matters, and there is no way. Said this last night, if we can build up on from last night, is that once they put it down and they put the mark on you, the mark of their beast on you, it's over. People that are likely to remember and recall will always do that, and they will associate your name with that. So, and you know what, Mimi, what we're going to do tonight is that everything that is said, we're going to kind of begin a little bit of a essay about this, because I do think that there is a way to recognize it and avoid it if you want to, or at least know who you are in it. We've also learned that some people are willing to say they don't care. I personally don't believe that for one's whole life, that it doesn't care, that you don't care. I think that maybe it depends on maybe your family values or your work ethic, kind of like shut up and move on. I don't have time for this. But the thing is that if we don't make time, this is one of the benefits that they have. If we don't make time for it, at least now in this moment with me, if we don't make time for it, then it never did happen. And that's just how the internet kind of operates. So, number 2 is that there are other creators that are really, really good at this. We have Breaking Chains, I believe, and of course that XIO. There are a couple of creators that really know what they're listening to, and they're able to articulate that to their audience, and audiences just go bing, 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 lights flashing. They get it because it's being delivered to them in a way that they can finally hear it. So I know that those are 2 creators. There has to be other creators, and that are of the similar mindset, that they want to have these things talked about, exposed, the lid taken off. They want to be able to share these things. So now, and are we thinking that she's gone too because they shut her up? So we can see that, not knowing, of course, how that happened, we don't know how to navigate around these new ideas of understanding this is the core of the Creator. I have heard today several times, this is who they are. This is who they are. Probably last night I even said, this is what I'm dealing with, and this is who I am, and this is who they are. And it's probably never, because it's a personal thing, it's probably never going to correct itself. But I think that we can kind of take it out of the personal realm and put it maybe more in the practical realm. And some way. This is why I'm going to limit this to an hour, because I'm not too sure that even in the kind of twists and turns that we can come to terms with just a few things. This is, of course, and we're going to isolate the words. And there is the one that can talk about these things. Thank you so much. You have to let us know how in the world you found us. Thank you. So, as I was saying, there's two creators that we know about that's breaking chains, and I know she has a fuller name, and I know that she's been around under many other different names, but the one that she's gone more face forward about these more the gravity of what the Creator has become, and then how they are spilling that over into our lives. And XIO, who I'd never heard from before except for when she did the breakdown of the hearing, and she was letting us know about body language and tone and tempo and all of these things that in our busy life we become very used to their flow, and we can't get used to their flow because, as it's turned out, thank you, Rubber Ramada, as it's turned out, when we are not in their flow, we will be flooded. Truly, this is the way I see it. The blood of the viewer, the listener, the subscriber, the supporter, the innocent party, the stranger, our blood will be in their streets, and they will delight in it. I don't know what that's called psychologically. I don't know if there is a tempo to it. But I'm going to go over the things that were said yesterday about me that Nonsense said, to see whether or not we can establish that tempo so that we can recognize it, and then work on the other side of it, is how in the world can we combat it? Because the messaging is that you are finished once it happens, and we will be shut up and shut down and shut out. And we know that there is no kin that comes from love. There is no kinship in another person where you do not want to hear what they have to say. For chat only, of course, we're very interested in the English word. We love to talk to one another using our words. So we've been able to kind of, and I shared this, we all know about it, that those that contribute to chat only, they know about that this IRC feed that we have going on does a lot of, it's a wonderful salve. And you work at it enough, and then all of a sudden, if I was to say something completely outrageous or outlandish to you using the written word, all of you would go, "Are you all right?" You would think that it's something that is either, we wouldn't even be able to explain it. Because they have the power of the mic, they can migrate and kind of degrade the English language. And with these slurs and their continued deliverance. Remember, this was not a one-off, and this is what I'm finding out today. It is not a one-off, friends. This particular creator is at this all day long, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. So let's talk about how it all came out. And Mimi, why don't you just ask the question, what was your question on Nonsense's event? What was the question? If you want to lay down some context, that would be helpful. So it's going to sound like a little more softer rant and ramble because I do not come from a psychopop background. I recognize a lot of things, but I am not the best to articulate them with some sort of authority. And this is why XO just really stunned me that day, that she was able to, on the fly, in this, that she is absolutely at a higher, we call it a higher vibration, to share these truths. Of course, we've been waiting for you to come back. We've talked about you many times on chat only, about where is she, we need more. We need more. We have to have more. So now I'm hearing tonight possibly that they have shaken you down and shaken you out. So we know something is afoot. There are probably, it's not just me, the stranger. It's the high octane creator. And the fact that they can go after a high performing creator, someone that's thoughtful, mindful, organized, able, willing, that they can do that. And we know who the they is. I hope in this context we know who the they is. And of course it's a much bigger problem on the platform. I'm just talking about the creators that we come in contact with and that we support. So we've got to be able to come to terms with what it looks like straight away. Because I think that there's a blind spot. There is a blind spot, and I do believe it is like pink eye. To me it's a viral infection. To me it is an infection of this beautiful niche that was created to, air quote, not cause harm. You know, when we're looking at true crime cases, missing children, we're looking at one another and around the Gramma of it. At some point, we have to shut it down and be pleased with ourselves. Be of a kind mind. So that's why we're live tonight with Learn with Beauty, live sometimes, May 29th evening. We have shuttered a chat only. We shuttered it because of Miss Nonsense coming forward with her ideas about who I am. So let's go to what Mimi has to say. Mimi says, stated that after everything that was exposed, was there something else that can be done to address the issue, the general sense, and you were demanding action? I will tell you what I think that got her craw for me was that I had opened the door to discuss a case that goes back to 2015 that she has already put on her whiteboard and wants to break it herself. She wants to break that news and break that content out herself. Imagine if you had been working on it and then all of a sudden this person comes in and now they're talking about it, and perhaps they don't have as much information as you or whatever. That was kind of a wild thought that I had because it made no sense at all. So we know if we demand action, we know that if we open a door that they feel that they have the authority to open it, no one else. So there's conflict there. And then we're going to look at the words that were used, if you don't mind, and if you don't mind, please. Let me. Let's see here. Okay. We run over to X and okay. Run over to X. And let's see if we can grab the words that were used. Seems like I put a lot of posts out yesterday, but I don't think I really did that many, but let's see. Okay, the first thing I'll do, because there's nothing better than the real thing, is that we will go ahead and do the link and the link recording. And for you that were here yesterday, you already have that. There's the link and the recording that I made using my little OBS. And then we have what's next. What's next is actually what was said. Okay. Let's get to that. She said, speaking of Facebook, Beauty Bubble, whoever you are, okay? Whoever you are. Let's talk about this whoever you are. Absolute nonsense. Crap. So the first quote is whoever you are. When you say whoever you are, what does it mean when you say whoever you are? Saying whoever you are means it does not matter what your identity, background, or status is, and depending on the context, it is typically used to dismiss or bypass identity. It is to express ignorance, and it offers blanket inclusions. Whoever wants to join is welcome, it means so forth. So we're going to go saying whoever you are means it does not matter what your identity, background, or status is. So it's number one. They're going to put you down that way. No doubt. I know it probably maybe seems just a tad painful, doesn't it, to kind of do it this way, but I'm sorry. Okay, so let's make sure that I've got the entire thing. Saying whoever you are means it does not matter what your identity, background, or status is. Depending on the context, it is typically used to dismiss or bypass identity. Whoever you are, I won't let you in. It shows you are not impressed or swayed by their importance. Okay, so what did I talk about this woeful ignorance yesterday? There you are, little Miss Sharon. So that's just number one. Well, let's stay with that for just a moment. Whoever you are. Whoever you are, it does not matter whoever you are. Your identity does not matter to me. Your background or status means nothing to me. And I am going to dismiss and bypass you before I shame you. I'm going to dismiss or bypass you before I shame you. And the example is whoever you are, I won't let you in. It shows you are not impressed or swayed by their importance. But of course, if she does not know us, or know me in this case, then there should be no value other than I am, realities I am who I am. The next part of when someone says whoever you are, and we've heard this from several creators, whoever they are, whoever you are, you weirdo, whoever you are, I've never seen you before. Where did you come from? Go back from the rock that you slid out from, you, etc., etc. How many times have we heard this? Little Miss Sharon is saying a lot of creators treat each other this way. So we can stop there before we move on, because it might be really interesting for us to know, because this was the leading edge of her shaming me. No doubt. It's right there on the recording. There's no doubt. There's no, oh, you need context, Beauty. Oh, I made a mistake with my words. Absolutely not. They are so fine-tuned to do it this way. You're so cool. Yeah, you're good. That with this leading edge, it is supposed to not only, because remember she opened it up with speaking of Facebook, so she takes you off of the platform and into another platform where most people have some sort of negative experience with. They either were there, we heard from Tricia today that she had been over to Facebook and they would put her in Facebook jail for 6 months at a time. Most of us tried to go over to Facebook and elevate in some way when COVID hit, etc. So Facebook, when she goes, speaking of Facebook, now, you guys have been with me for a little bit. Have I ever shared my Facebook with you? Make you a quick answer is absolutely not, no, no way, no how. My name is not associated with Facebook. I do not use it. I do not invite people over. I do not, etc. It never crossed platforms for me, but it does for them, apparently. And I'll go ahead and say that it does for them because apparently this is where the archives of initial destruction, because they don't happen on X, because they're not on X. They happen from that original archive that is an absolute toxic waste dump. You cannot search, it's ineffective. You can have private groups. They all use the technology for their chats, their voice chats that we now know. That people had to learn, what am I looking at, the blue, the green, the ombre, the this and that, and what chat is from who, and why is there no date attached to the chat, and all of this absolute craziness. And we see them all day long, these snapshots of Facebook. So she starts with speaking of Facebook. Whoever you are. Let me go further down about this, whoever you are. From Word Reference Forums back in 2017, the basis of this is I don't care whoever you are. I'm not impressed by you. I'm not impressed how important you are, how famous you are, how rich you are, and it goes on and on and on. Whoever you are. What do people mean exactly? Cora has several answers on Cora as to what it means. But I could say, without knowing the psychological bits, but I believe it's called disarming, if I'm not mistaken. It's a way of saying to her entire listening audience, anybody that is listening, whatever I'm about to tell you, just so that you know, out of my mouth is going to be absolute lies and garbage, because whatever I say, you're going to listen to, you're going to remember, and that's going to be my edict. Beauty bubble, whoever you are. So do we all understand kind of that premise, the disarming? And remember, I'm not being involved in psychology. This will seem kind of, this is too much, Beauty, you're reading into this too much. But this is all that we have. Because if you don't read into this, it means that you have to read into their life and look at what that has brought us as far as creators are concerned. Look at what that has brought us. We don't care so much about what they say. They can owe their ADHD and all of that, right? All of that is perfectly accepted. And they can, and all of us can. All of us can. We can just move along, and then if it gets misunderstood or it isn't said properly, we'll just move into another part, which is that now you are going to be made part of my life. Because if there's one thing, I might screw up and defame and shame someone, but man, oh man, I make a great crispy treat. And I'm going to move and migrate you into my natural life so that all the things that I said before, you will forgive me. Because what? I'm just human. I make mistakes. I can say, this is my channel, I get to say whatever I want, be however I want, invite anyone that I want. But we know damn well that this is all of our house. We don't make this work, then the house will be no more, because it's unnecessary to the money. And once the money finds out that the flow of the money is coming from outside to the Creator, it's over. So if we don't help become aware and make the, what we said about over elevated truth and all of that horror, was that we are not going to adapt. We are not going to adopt. We're going to adapt. We just cannot adopt this. And I know that there are others out there that have no, because who are you going to talk to? Quiet, literally. He's been hearing this from me since the first day that I was on the internet. When people were asking me, where do you live? I mean, the way that I grew up, you never asked someone where they lived. I would be just like taken it. I didn't even know what to say. And so I would say things like, does it matter that much to you where I live? And apparently it did. So already we were being parsed out. This goes way back in the Wayback Machine about how we've engaged with one another online. So we'll start out, once again, speaking of Facebook, beauty bubble, whoever you are, which I don't care, frankly. I love how she speaks like this. It's like I don't know, I have no idea. I have no idea what the education is. It's okay. And I'll get to your comments in just a second. That's the second part of it, is which I don't care, frankly. Well, any intelligent person would say, if you have already figured out that you don't care who I am, and you don't care who I am yet again, she doubles down on, frankly, I don't care. Then if you don't mind telling me, why are you going on if you don't care? But she does care. And this is the first lie. She does care because it controls you. Little Miss Sharon saying something very sweet. I think you are a breath of fresh air to talk about all the toxic behaviors on this platform. I have been here for 5 years and just can't believe how some creators shame each other. So do you see? Our time, effort, our money, our ability to what I call lift the throat chakra. And you guys have heard me talk about that most of my internet life, the desire has been to want to share and speak, but I have issues with my throat chakra. When I'm put down, I can't put out. And I think this is very common. And that affects the way that we speak with one another through our words when we can't. And we have no way of doing it. This is why chat only built for us to be free of the shackles of being demeaned in the chat. Being our comments, our words being deleted at whim. Our words now. the words that may be the first words of our day, middle part of our day. It may mean something to us to share these words. We can't understand everyone's intention in the chat. In the chat, guys. Yes, when you're on mic, one's broadcasting way about themselves, the listener may have to take some time to get to know that person. May get to, it takes time. I hate to keep saying I've lived long enough, I guess, that I have to always say that this is not about trust at all, but they're going to go there in just a couple minutes. They're going to start to destroy any kind of trust that I might have built up with their words. Trust is not the component of success on the internet, success in marketing. It is time. It is over time. That is the only thing that we have that we cannot give, but we can take. I can take your time. I can keep on with this. I can keep drilling it down and around and all sorts of things. And I can take the time to do it. And I can take the time, from you. Yet I can't ever give it back to you. So this is why if a creator who's able to speak 10, 11, 12 hours a day, and this is what she comes up with, there's nothing there. The there isn't there at all. There is another motivation, there's another intention that is being hidden and cloaked. And we should know what it looks like and then make our own decision from there with the thousands, millions of creators that are out there to give us joy, information, love. We get to be heard. We get to speak our mind, whatever it is that you're looking for. And we already kind of laughed about this, that here we were in true crime, Gramma, and drama, but maybe we needed to move and go into another niche. And I loved when Bog came in when we said, we're thinking about maybe going into the crochet niche or the knitting niche. And she was like, you don't want to go over there. You do not want to go to what she said, like the crochet niche. Like, you do not want to go over there. And I was like, oh, please don't even tell me this. It's just as bad over there. Hey, Soleil. We're supposed to be on for an hour, okay? Because it's the only way to kind of get through some of this. So we have to be okay with that. As far as like speaking about this. So, Nonsense says on mic, speaking of Facebook, Beauty Bubble, whoever you are, which I don't care, frankly, who you are. I think that she said you are like an ex-poster. But then I couldn't hear that part. Maybe you guys know what she said. I think that she said, frankly, you are an ex-poster. Okay? So all of a sudden now that's who I am. I'm an ex-poster. And what, because she's not an ex-poster? I've never heard anybody speak about an ex-poster in that way. An ex-poster. Now, some of you may not understand that I am on Twitter. I am on X. And everyone that came into chat only found me through X. So for her to say I'm an ex-poster, I'm an ex-post. But she says the ex-posts are fucking insane. The ex-post, she comes right out with it. She comes right out and double dips right here. Not only are you on X, which for a while, I do have to tell you, it was very hard to be on X. X was kind of considered a dumpster dive. Then we went through a period of this is where we get the news, and it has kind of gone in and out of significance. with social platforms. It is where I prefer to be. For me, it's easy, and I can actually speak into a barrel and have it be okay. I don't have to be on time. I don't have to be, I can share links. I can, it's, for me, it works for me. But she thinks that my ex posts are fucking insane. So right away, here come the slurs. Why? What does it mean when someone says fucking insane? When you say you are fucking insane. Let's see what it says. Saying you are fucking insane is a highly intense colloquialism because it is a versatile phrase. Its exact meaning depends heavily on context and whether it is used about yourself or an exclamation. Depending on the situation, the phrase typically means one of four things: extreme dedication or boldness. It often highlights an action that is wildly daring, fearless, or pushes boundaries. You might say this when taking a huge risk or pulling off an incredible, ambitious feat. It can also, the phrase can typically mean where it's overwhelming stress or burnout. It can mean you are entirely overwhelmed by circumstances, stress, or exhaustion. And I think that this is where it comes from. You might use it as a dramatic way to vent when you feel like you are losing your grip on a situation. It's slang for incredible. In casual internet culture, insane is sometimes used as a synonym for mind-blowing or wildly impressive, which of course we know that she was not. Doing the energy at the show tonight was fucking insane. And the last one being wild or irrational behavior. It can be self-deprecating or descriptive label for acting reckless, absurd, or completely out of character. So I can say that there's two things the wild or irrational behavior sounds more like it. It can be self-deprecating or descriptive label for acting reckless, absurd, or completely out of character. And the other one is that she's venting because she has lost grip on the situation for the posts that are on X. And we have got hell of a community on X that talk about true crime, Gramma, and drama. And we use our X's and O's. There are creators that use AI, and we'll get to it in just a moment, that this is how they enjoy rolling out, unfurling what they've learned and what they know and what they believe and that they want to share with the world. So it's two ways. Remember, we're just going with me putting the phrases in and seeing kind of what is it that she was saying. Go over the phrase again. Speaking of Facebook, Beauty Bubble, whoever you are, which I don't care, frankly, you are an ex-poster. The ex-posts are fucking insane. Here's the next bit. With the little AI summaries. So, of course, this is belittling. With the little AI summaries. Now, because now we know that she must know, although she's doubling down and the way that she's behaving, she's added in the comment section. She was asked about this post. She was asked about what she said, and she answered. And then she had to answer again and included another creator. Not me, another creator. Because when we heard it, we thought this has got to be mistaken identity. It has to be. This incredible broadcaster is somehow out there within the first 20 minutes of her programming, and she is espousing mistaken identity, completely mistaken identity, using my name and assigning this idea, this concept, this precept about who I am. True crime now. Oh, but we can be true crime, but we can say that we're what does she say? She's the fucking bitch online or something of that manner. That she has this preamble that establishes, well, I'm just a fucking bitch, so get over it. No, 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 no. Finish it up here. Embarrassing, to say the least. So my little fucking, your expos are fucking insane with the little AI summaries. Embarrassing, to say the least. Embarrassing, to say the least. What does it mean to say embarrassing, to say the least? I'm going to look that up. Embarrassing to say, oh yeah, just an asshole with a YouTube channel. That's right. That's right. Now, is this kind of too dramatic for you guys, the way? Because I'm trying to craft something so that we can put it in one place. I need to put it in one place. And if there is another person that can make it better, maybe not make my words better, but can actually make and describe the situation better, we need to really encourage those creators that have the ability to do so. So let's not misunderstand the tempo that I'm using here, but I'm trying to, if I had a whiteboard right now, if I had, if this was air quote a TED Talk about things, it would obviously feel more organized, but we're just coming from the heart with this. So let's figure out what it means when embarrassing, to say the least, right? What does it mean when you say embarrassing, to say the least? Saying something is embarrassing, to say the least, means the speaker is using an understatement. They are deliberately describing a situation in the mildest possible way to emphasize that the reality is actually much worse, more extreme, or highly humiliating. They are deliberately describing a situation. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the chat. This is probably the best one that we've seen, even though it could be overlooked, couldn't it? Could be completely overlooked. We'll put it in the chat. It'll be in 2 sections, guys. There we go. Boom, boom, and 3. There we go. What does it mean to say embarrassing, to say the least? Listen to that. They are deliberately describing a situation in the mildest possible way, because she is such a lady, to emphasize, well, she's an asshole lady, to emphasize that the reality is actually much worse, more extreme, or highly humiliating. So let's stop there. Do we want to speak about this? I think she said that she was kind of in the bushes. Yeah, I think she's in the bushes. If she wants to speak about it in the chat, then I encourage you to speak about it, because we have missed you, and we would have had no idea why we haven't had you be part of our life. I think that you could see that a lot of us wanted to just have more and more, and it's a horrible thing that we would have this incredible appetite for wonderful content, and but we are. This is where we are. We need it. So, well, this is one thing that we try and do. We need for you to take the deck. We need for you to take the chat, take control of the chat, and tell us what has been your experience. We are hearing that you have not had a positive experience, and maybe there's been some sort of stifling of your content that's gone on. So if you guys don't know, we just leave, we don't make any comments and allow for the one chatter to just unfurl. And we're just very quiet about it. It's one of the coolest things that we actually do on the channel. Rubber Ramada. When we give a chatter a chance to actually unfurl their story, we try not to post anything so we can see it all as one comment. So just stand to the side for just a moment. I got you, Rubber Ramada. I got you. Oh, whoa. Oh dear. No. Do you want to unfurl your story about it then? Why don't we do that then? I did not know that you were part of it too. Why don't we allow for you to unfurl your story? See how quiet we are? It's a very, like, we want to hear your story, okay? There are so few chances to actually speak on it and just be yourself. There's no moderators. Just be yourself and speak on it so that we can learn from it. I see. Do we feel like that's what it was? So of course we're taken aback, right? To have family. I see. So a little bit of need to know, and then of course missing out on your introduction or your intentions. So let me ask Rubber Ramada. Rubber Ramada, can you kind of say what your experience was with it? I think that we kind of understand that you're taking some responsibility for your content, right, being sporadic because of family obligations. And really, from all of us, we're wishing your family well. And then there was a little bit of a snafu, kind of out of sync a little bit. And then it just kind of ended there. Could I say it that way? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So this can be, for you, it's been explained away because, you know, you're at a tense part of your life, difficult part of your life, and to kind of hold on to these things would not be good, healthy, or anything. So you kind of put it in its place, if I can say. Rubber Ramada, can you just kind of lay out what you've been through? So does everyone get XIO, how it was that it may feel as though she was, stifled or run off or ran away or anything like that, that this was kind of a just missteps that can happen as broadcasters and creators and busy lives. And So your experience, Mimi, is that you felt like she was being dismissed. Yeah, because there are, the listeners, subscribers, we see things and we feel these things too. It is not a solo performance at all. When we're there and we're willing and able, and then we are nowhere to be found, it always goes back to the last common denominator, the last person that we rubbed against, seems to kind of carry it forward. Because you wonder, the first thing you ask is that, where are they? Well, the last time I saw them, they were at Queen Bee's, and it was weird, and then we didn't see her anymore. Well, you're going to kind of hinge it, and definitely you're going to pin it on your last known experience, unless you know something different. And I think maybe tonight we're learning something different, which is good, which is really good for us. Right. So we can see that it can make kind of sense, because you have to make it make sense because you've got your life to go on with, but you see how it leaves behind like a glaze, like a gray, like a fog. And especially if you're a great creator, it's something that's missed in our, we miss it. We it's so needed, and we miss it, and we crave it. Yes, right. And we're all very different in the way that we handle, especially immediate things. Yeah. I'd love to read some of this out loud, because it's so good for us to know that we are all so very different, but the barbs of harm, however it is, if it's unresolved maybe, or a creator doesn't come back and say, yesterday I had so and so, want to let you know we've talked it out and through, we apologize to the whatever the resolution is. It's not always an apology, but sometimes an explanation can be helpful. Yeah. Okay. You let me know when you think that you've put enough of it together and out there. Yeah, I mean, it's aren't the promises are difficult to keep. What maybe you could take from coming over is that we really like we really like you. We really like how you put things together, and the appreciation for you is, it's really up there among the great creators for us. So, and it's hard to, you know, everybody does their best and tries and comes from, you know, especially if they're willing to come from just what they know, their experience and knowledge base, and just be free with it and put it together in a way that shares. It's the ultimate of being a creator in this media. Yeah. So you do your absolute best, and blessings to your family. You know, the old, we are here and we do care. You know, we are here. Okay, there we go. So XIO is back to her bushes, and Rubber Ramada. I don't know if you're in the bushes as well, but we're here for you, okay? All right. So, embarrassing to say the least. I believe that we got all that out. Embarrassing to say the least. Grammar usage and guide. I'm not embarrassed. Blah, blah, blah. There. Why is it affectedly? Does say less mean shut up? To use say the least is every so often. This is not something that you use, but I think it's a right of expression, and it was to, in her way, deliberately describe a situation in the mildest possible way to emphasize that the reality is actually much worse, more extreme, or highly humiliating. So do we all kind of agree with that? And we're at 61 minutes. And I believe that that's maybe all we can do tonight. So go ahead and put the chimes on. We left it there on that part. There's still more. She goes on to say, I would go and do your homework. You can actually vet that story on your own with the post on Facebook and the comments in the post. Some of you out there doing the absolute most to sweep up for people are lying straight to your face. Again, that's on you, not me. Carrying on, or carry on. Okay, so, I used the word chimes, didn't I? Put the wrong trigger in there. There we go. There we go, there we go. All right. So that's it for the scheduled programming. I don't know if you want to do what we did last night, which was actually pretty fun. I just don't know if we can handle it again. I tried to explain to Quiet what we were doing last night, that I was listening to a stream and making my comments without hearing the stream on the playout. And maybe some of it was funny to you guys, but it definitely sounded very odd. I've never heard anybody do that before, so it was a little bit out there. But we do have some programming coming up, and at 8:25 we have a Jackson stream coming up. Lip Lock No More, I guess, had something to say once again about Jackson. What's live right now, a lot of news, I believe, and not as much, a lot of star-based news. We could listen to some knitting, some crochet. This person has been in a lot of trouble with her content. She calls it a safe place to talk. Carnivore and Crochet live chat. She has 57 people in the chat. I've only listened to her one time before, a couple of months ago, when she was going through some sort of a, she had to do some house cleaning with her channel. It does kind of move us away and sorting out other content for the time being. We have a Knitters React. They have 19 people. Episode number 7, Knitters React. That might be fun to listen to. So we have those two. Let's make a decision. We can listen to A Safe Place to Talk, 57 people, Grandma's Crochet and Chat Special Open Panel. Let me go ahead and grab the link. Remember, this is all experimental, by the way, guys. Everything that we're doing tonight is experimental, besides the talk. Yeah, you're so good. Come on now. You're very good. It's all good. So this is the crochet. I think the crochet sounds pretty good. That's the crochet channel. And then let me run over and grab the knitters. Yeah, I think we'll do the crochet. Why don't I make just a decision? Okay, we put the chimes out. We are no longer analyzing and studying how creators put us down and dismiss us. So we're going to shut that down for a moment. We're going to take a little bit of a breather. We're not taking a break necessarily, just a breather, although I will put the break trigger in so that you know that usually it's just a break. Going to rework our lives out a little bit. And then we'll get right back. We'll get into Gramma's Crochet and Chat Special Open Panel number 246. Grandma, 240, 246. What the hell? 246 episodes. We thought we did a lot of things. Thank you so much, Mimi. We got to watch out for those double pointed needles. They're considered dangerous. But she's in crochet. Does she have double needles? Double-ended needles? Or maybe she does. Oh, dear me. Okay. So we're just going to have a little bit of fun here. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do Grandma's Crochet, Lardy-Dar. Let me get to where she is. And on 3, 2, 1, we go live with the content. You guys have the link. There's Grandma. In the left, we have Ann Schroeder, Mighty Miawa, Tammy, and they've been live for, oh my God, they've been live for 2 hours. Oh no, we might be at the tail end. Oh boy. They've been on for 2 hours. Okay, so let me get my earbuds together so I can listen in. And you'll notice that my volume will bump up just ever so slightly, so sorry about that. And then we'll start making comments and chat about Grandma's Crochet Corner. Okay. All right, they're going through some, because she studies the carnivore diet. Okay, we're on the content now, guys. They're talking about pickles. Oh, they can't eat pickles, the carnivore diet? A slice of ham, cream cheese, and a pickle in the middle and roll it up. What now? On the protein? Peanuts are high in oxalates? Oxalates. What are oxalates? Oh, oh, I see. But what's an oxalate? Oxalate. What in the world is that? Ketovore. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ketovore? Ketovore. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Ooh. See, now this seems like innocent content, right? I mean, they're going at it. They're informative. Okay, so now we have some. Dr. Berg, I guess, is the premier expert, maybe. You guys, we are watching Gramma's Crochet and Chat, and they're on their 2 hour. They are calm carnivores. I don't. Okay. Mm. Oh, she got a new subscriber. Yay! Oh, that's fantastic. How she's got 4,000, yeah, over 4,000 subscribers. Congratulations. Not easy. Oh, they were smoking too. Oh dear. No, I think this is good for them. This seems perfectly innocent. When I checked in on her, it wasn't. She was really having troubles. Oh boy. I don't know. I have no idea. Can anybody explain that to me? They seem perfectly innocent. They're having a good time with one another. They're talking about their recipes. I have no idea. I guess maybe it boils over in some way, or I think that she thinks that I don't know. I have no idea. I think they look like they're having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. They all follow certain rules. They're sharing their recipes, and I don't know. I think it's okay. I think we have to give them a pass. Truly. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and X out of Grandma's corner. I think they're very fun. Yeah. So we're gonna wish them well. That's Grandma's corner. If you guys want to just follow, just I get for now. I get it looks pretty fun and so forth. We're gonna hit up the knitters. They're live. I think they were live. Jonesin is live. Knitters. Let's see what we have live. Okay, actually there are two. One is Spanish and one is English called Knitters React. Ooh. Okay, this is a bigger panel. Knitters React. They've been live also for 2 hours. Here's the knitters. We're covering the knitters because we were told that there are two communities, the knitters and the crochet people, and they're just as bad as the true crime trauma drama. That's what we were told, so we're going to look into it and see if that's really so. This is Knitters React. Their episode number 7. They have a nice big panel, 6 people. So they look pretty good. They look pretty good. They're just doing their thing, but it's a big panel, 6 people. Oh man. I think I have to go over to Stream Elements for a moment and go into my channel over there, my dashboard. Okay, they're also like we have Anne Pinkava. I believe she would look at the knitting that she can do. Tara, Teresa, Yo-Yo, Amy, and they're all true knitters. And we're going to see something fun. Are these like buttons or clasps? Oh, right. Oh, that's nice. It's a clasp for like a cape or a capelet. Those are fun. If you have a knitter, that's a fun thing to get as a gift. Or some of those. But yeah, they're cool too. There's no drama. We were told we absolutely not. Mm, there's so far there's absolutely it's clean sailing so far. There's no way that we could get upset or be thinking that the knitting channel or this knitting channel is bad for our health. Oh, oh, meaning the Ravelry, the people that push out their Etsy for knitters. Oh, I don't think they're live tonight. See, I like learning about the yarns. I think it's really fascinating. Oh, she's going through her recent purchases. That's so cool. See, I like that sort of thing. Creator. Oh, I don't know. Maybe she is. That's really all I can see. If we were to do a scout right now, there is Jonesin, the big worm, is live, and Jackson is live. We have news once again. More news on Nancy Guthrie, just the same creators that have been talking about mostly the activity of the true crime boots on the ground and maybe what the sheriff is up to. But, Drunk Turkey Show is covering, a lot more channels are covering it longer and, you know, getting their community to get behind it. So we can choose between Jackson and Joneson right now. Yeah, they could make those and add them to the merch. Definitely. Let's get it started. Okay, so I'm going to X out of the knitting. We're going to keep on moving here. I'm going to jump into what Jackson is up to. Go through her ads here. And let's see what we're up to. Chill stream, this and that. Chill stream, this and that. This is next up. We'll see what's going on and then yeah. What now? I don't think so. She's not, I don't know if she's in the chat. Let's take a look and see. Um, yes, she's in the chat. I guess there was some sort of a cam slip of some sort. That's, but I don't know. She showed her back office again, or she showed her tabs on her screen. We are we? Oh my God. Why does she tell these suffocation stories? I know. Why? Why? It's, all in all, she's a young person, and she's had all these children. You'd think that after all these children that you would somehow figure out a way that this is just not who you have you ever had these horror stories? But it's just this whole kind of, it's such a young mother's e- mm, horror stories. They're talking to the baby. Oh no. I don't understand it. And what, oh my golly, no. Oh my goodness gracious me. Are people really responding to this? Please look at this. Mods, please get screenshots of nasty comments. Well, of course she's going to get nasty comments. She's just a new mommy, and she's already had all these children. Why in the world would you bring in horror stories? And especially with the two other ones. Why would you do that? It's always shocking to me. Oh, just 9 pounds. Oh, 9 pounds, 5 ounces. Okay. So this is all going to be baby talk. She's actually going to bring the baby and she's going to stream with the baby. Is that what we're thinking is happening? Oh my gosh. After all of this, after everything that we have heard from her about how disgusting we are, and why do you care about my baby, and stop talking about my baby, there's just no way. I don't even, how does, how, okay, so you think that maybe she's a family vlogger now? Is that what it's going to be? And we're going to hear about every ounce and every gurgle and every spit up and that sort of thing. Oh man. Someone says, I might step away. throughout the stream just so I don't get triggered about hearing about babies. I'm not being rude or anything. It's just a heavy topic and triggering again. I'm not being rude. You know, I mean, she said that she wasn't going to bring the baby around. I don't know. She just said the baby spit up. If you didn't have a baby, with one of the things that you would create is the baby's going to spit up. I don't. You guys, come on, you guys. I mean, you're going to talk about their looks and their milestones and oh, now she has FOMO. She's a light sleeper. So she's going to oh my goodness gracious. You guys are listening, right? Oh dear me. Oh no, not reality. Dear me. Oh dear. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're told she's not pregnant. Then we're told she's pregnant. Then we're not told when she's due. Oh, she had a bad day. Oh, oh, eventful, an eventful day. The trolls were in full force. What in the world? I just don't even know. I don't even know. Brittany Nicole Jackson, what are you up to? Oh yeah, if she gets one thing happens in that chat and she goes off and the baby's right there, then we absolutely know that this is not a person of the real world. She's a light sleeper. She just said the baby's a light sleeper. And I don't care how quiet you are. I mean, you'd have to do your mic settings completely different. And Craig's yelling at his game. And oh no, little Miss Sharon, she's a master. And this is one of the reasons why I started listening, trying to listen to how in the world does this work. And it's the same intensity that I'm having with looking at nonsense and how in the world do they make this work? And it is a masterclass. There, there are people that I know that would love to know how to do this in the good way because the nuance, yeah. But she told reality that she was never going to bring that baby around. Now she needs to be burped. Dear me. This is okay. Where are we with this? Are we okay with this? I know that this is asked by a lot of people that have channels. Are we okay with this? Is this a certain? No, she's a month old tomorrow, right, guys? Isn't she born on the 29th? And now she's 3 months old? And then here's another one. What is she? Okay, guys, what is she doing? What in the world is she doing? What? Oh my gosh, guys. No, no, no. I don't believe it. No, no, no. I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm not making any announcements because I was just talking about you not even 5 days ago. And I don't know if you want me to draw attention to you at all. Everyone say hello to user UK4 4TX7MPT2 2W. Everyone say hello. We have a candidate. This particular person is a candidate of mine. I've campaigned fiercely for this user UK4 TX7MP2W. Say hello. Do you want me to tell you who it is? Mimi. Mimi. Do you want me to tell you who it is? The user? UK4 TX7MP 2W? You guys, come on, guys. I know. Aren't you at least curious? Oh, my word. Guys, turn Brittany off. Can you pay attention to me for just a moment? All right, well, this is embarrassing. I would have never thought it in 1,000 years, in 10,000 years. So you guys aren't going to ask who this user is? Do you not see him in the chat? User UK4TX7MP2W? Do you guys not see him? Mimi. Mimi. Do you know who that is? Do you have any idea? All right. Oh, geez, I've got to put my electric in. Hold on, guys. See, he has no idea what I'm doing, so it's interesting. Let me get some power on. Sorry for the ruffle and rustle here. Okay, so that I'll explain to him what is going on. We, in this particular hour of content, are following this channel right here and listening to them. It's not Montgomery. No, it's not. What would make me so absolutely delighted, gobsmacked? I'm gushing right now. I'm so happy at this very moment in my life. Why would I kind of feel, what would make you feel that way? If you were in my position. I'm going to put Brittany on mute for just a moment so I can concentrate. Who would make me feel that way? Would there be one person in your life that would make you feel that way? It is completely out of the blue. Yes. And you'd be excited, right? You would be very excited to have them in the to come and say hello. Okay, I'll let you know who it is. That's my little boy. My little boy decided to come into my chat. Now you can say hello. I have no idea why. I hope. I hope he stays so that I can let him know. Oh, really? Okay. I'll get her back on. We'll just continue. Ooh. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. Yes, a person you spoke about this week. Yes. Listen to her. What is she doing? Yes. What is she talking about? I mean, it's, and the baby is right there, right? Oh, that's sweet that you would say that. He's my joy. Yeah, little Miss Sharon, this is probably a wise thing to do. This is why it's crazy that we would be spoken so poorly of. And then, of course, if you're a mod, it makes it even more so. I know that Brittany has gone through so many moderators that, and I would agree with Mimi, like no one is safe, and it's because of the investment of time. No one is safe, and and you get hurt when they start to move you away. Yeah. Your mom listens to garbage on YouTube. I know. I know. It's for a reason though, Mimi. You know that, right? And it's for a good reason. It's not going to not go anywhere. It just seems like a very busy little Miss Sharon says, or the mods turned on her. Maybe me personally, I just leave if I don't want to be there anymore. I think that this is pretty common now. Yeah. I was thinking about this actually about when one makes an investment of time and an effort, is that you don't want to lose traction of your investment. You know, the traction and the momentum of your investment because of something that maybe doesn't sit well with you, because you will go back and see, are we sure about that? Maybe I didn't hear it properly. Maybe I didn't take it in the right way. Maybe I misunderstood. And you go through all of those things. But in this particular masterclass, what we're listening to is someone that is able to keep people on the line, keep people on the hook, keep people paying, keep people interested. And it truly is a masterclass. We could say generally it's a masterclass of manipulation. Let's get over it. Let's move on. There are people online that manipulate, and that's all that it is. But these are these are like departments. Yeah, they're on the payroll. All right, user UK. This all started 60 days ago with a project that I founded and hosted called Chat Only. The purpose of the chat was that each and every one of us would go to these unique chat-worthy creators, okay? And everybody understood that, what a chat-worthy creator was. Because when you listen to a chat-worthy creator on your own and you start to chat with them in their own chat of their channel, many people get banned, muted, reported, and summarily taken out of their orbit. And we saw this over and over and over again, so that the chatter, so that I'll put Brittany on mute for just a moment. So the chatterer who has made an investment of time, effort, and energy was being lifted off of the content altogether. So that was one thing that was happening. The secondary thing that was happening is that the chatterers are now they're being attacked by the hosts and the moderators and other chatterers. So what's left behind is this kind of wake of, and it sounds ridiculous in a way to say, a wake of despair because of the time, effort, and energy that's built up being part of a community. And this community, and all these communities in this particular niche of true crime, it's a very intense community. People collect facts, they share their theories and opinions, and it becomes very, you know, you know what I mean by it. It's a volatile environment because true crime is shifting with new evidence, with new news reports, with new filings, litigation, and so forth and like that. So once you're taken out of the community, it's very hard to find another community. And we've seen creators go into another community, and they follow with them. Yeah, clans upon clans upon clans. Thank you, Mimi. So chat only was to serve as a. I mean, a lot of people have called it this safe haven. And what we do is 2 times a day for 2 hours a day, we find out through a scout. I just have a little trigger called Scout, and we scout YouTube and Kick and Twitch for chat-worthy creators that we can talk about. We can talk about their stories, the nuance, the ideas, and all of that. Absolute free. As you notice, we have no moderators. So, and it's a fluid chat, hundreds and hundreds of chats per session. So we've done this kind of alone for 60 days until there was, as you well know me, apparently I attract this sort of thing, is a creator, a big creator in the space, decided that she would pull me. I'm not part of her chat now, not in her orbit whatsoever. She would pull me out of the ether as a stranger, an absolute stranger, and she spoke unkindly and unwisely about me. And that did not sit well with me. So, in the way that I am, I stopped and shuttered chat only just yesterday. So this Learn with Beauty is just kind of it's it's just the afterglow of all of that because of the really, really cool and wonderful people that we have come together to be. Now that's the long-winded. When Mimi says clans upon clans have created this opportunity with me. Yeah. Does that make sense? Or should I try and, I know you could probably whittle it down. You could whittle it down. But we have created enough analytics to know whether or not this is a good idea, chat only. Now, for 60 days, I did not go on mic. So I went like once in the top 30 days and then twice in the latter 60 days. So all of it was chat. They hadn't really heard me on mic, or, I wasn't pushing out any imagery of myself. And mostly everyone came from my Twitter, which was just really that migration to take people from Twitter and bring them over to YouTube and to your community and do this kind of wacky idea was surprising to me. And we have some marvelous people that come in and they get it, and they have a belief in that people want to be loved and be heard. And they don't want to be in a space where their words are being removed and then they're being summarily banned, and they have no way out of what it leaves them with. So it's a little bit of love, care, and concern. We try to avoid the gossip part of things, but we have a little fun and giggles and stuff, and just using the word almost like if you were in a IRC chat. And so it's been created in that way. We do a couple of really unique things too. When someone really wants to get something off of their chest or share something that requires more characters that are allowed, then we move aside and we let them flood the chat and just go ahead and share their point of view, their story as one long thread, so that we're not interrupting their thread. So it kind of works like that. You gonna tell me? Okay, am I looking for approval? I don't know if I am. Am I? Yeah, of course I want approval. I want approval. Who wouldn't want approval? From this particular user, who would not want their approval? I want your approval. Um, so I can follow up a little bit, as you guys know, that when we shuttered, I said that I would be talking to some people, and of course, what I was hoping that I was leading up to because of using OBS. Oh, I know. Another thing that we did here, I'll do it right now. This is what chat only kind of made chat only a little fun on the play out that I'm learning a lot about. OBS. I am on OBS exclusively. And let's see here. I have this little CSS, little piece of code over at my OBS, and it does this. And it's very cool. And it's called the Wobble Chat. And that's kind of the little hallmark that you know that we are chatting. We are very busy at chatting because that is the chat of the current stream we're listening to. And we tried the knitting community and crochet community, and it's just not going to work. We need a little bit more spice. Because we're all of that. Yeah, we thought that maybe we could jump from true crime. Yes, they're all carnivores over there. And are you serious now? Like I've seen people that get on the carnivore diet. I'm sorry, what are we going to do? The carnivore diet. And then there's the ketovore. It's keto with carnivore mixed together. And then we found out that you can eat pickles with cream cheese. No, pickles, cream cheese, and ham are not good for you. Rolled up. Okay, there's the wobble wobble. This is CSS. I built this. I studied how to build the wobble wobble and I did it. Little CSS piece. So this is brought in from another channel, the channel that we're listening to. Yeah, it says apparently it starts the whole kidney stone problem in your life. I don't know about the ham and the pickle. No, listen, I love a great pickle. I used to be a sweet gherkin girl all the way. Love a sweet gherkin. But there's nothing better than a fabulous dill pickle. They're just really great. The sliced ones in the brine with all the good stuff. I can't tell you the brand exactly right now, but a great pickle. There's nothing like a great pickle. But we did learn that they create kidney stones, I think. So I don't think we're going to be returning to the knitting and the crochet, a beef pickle or a chicken pickle. We're not going to go there. A beef pickle? No, no, no. Little Miss Sharon, you don't like the wobble wobble, huh? Oh, come on. Okay, listen, this is what we'll try. We're going to do things right. How about the cat? You like the cat? I'll put the cat up. Where's my cat? Cat, 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 cat. Where are you? How about the cat? You like the cat? Let me put the cat in the right place. Cat needs to be over the picture here. There you go. I did the same thing. Grabbed a picture of a cat, removed the background, put it on OBS, and turned it into a scroll. That's all me. I probably didn't explain what we're doing here very well. I can say that it was needed, and we're all very sad that we're not going to do it for another 30 days. So in the front hour, I spoke about this woman who spoke so unkindly about me, trying to uh, parse what she was actually saying so that other people that had been spoken to in this way could understand and avoid the problems that come with it when people speak unkindly. Because she was really nasty, by the way. But I know that you know that people have been nasty to me. I know you know. It seems like they just can't get enough. Makes me very worried because I too want to be loved and heard. But what I also don't do is interfere. I think that people should live the life that they choose. Because all we can do is choose a life and live it, no matter what. It ends up being that, and if somehow you can craft something that looks, feels, and is a marvel called a family, you should work at that. But if it's not meant to be, then you have to accept it. So there's been a lot of things that we've oh, is she going to be on about Trisha? Is that what she's going to do? Mm-mm. Aw, see, little Miss Sharon, I told you that we would have something for you. I went into the grab bag, okay? I went into the grab bag, and there you go. There's little Miss Sharon. That's what we'll call the cat from now on. Are you okay with that? Little Miss Sharon on the deck. I could slow her down too, but everybody meet little Miss Sharon. Hello, little Miss Sharon. Oh boy, who's talking about it in that way? I'm glad I could make you smile, little Miss Sharon. It's so easy to do on the internet. It really is. You're good. So someone's saying, are we playing baby sounds tonight? So, okay, so what else is going on? Let's do a little scout. Okay. Mimi says, accusations on the tentacle of the Trinity something to do with closets. Really? Who's talking about it that way? Is it Trisha that did that earlier? Maybe. I'm not listening to Brittany right now, so I don't know. Interesting, though. Okay, I'll wait for your response and see what happens. Oh, I can't with this. If I could make one cat lover happy tonight, little Miss Sharon, I've done it. Congratulations. We did it together. Thank you so much. Oh, Mimi, come on. There's no way that it's like, oh, Mimi, just stop it. Are they, you think that they're real? They're going to find out, oh, it's over at Jones's. Oh, no. We're not going to do her tonight. That's too much. Absolutely too much. Now they're going to go back. Jackson's going to revisit the Ivy League. Let's see. Well, Miss Sharon, why did we think that you were a lover of all animals? I'm so happy to hear that. See, the thing about Jonesin is that she'll say it, and she has this biting ability. She's snarky and all of that. I think she's a really great creator. But then she puts the laugh track on it. So she deals with something that's serious, and then she throws the laugh track. So it kind of, I have a hard time with that throwback laughter about the things that I know she wants to share, but I don't know necessarily if she actually believes what she's sharing. Does that make sense? She's able to push it out, ba-da, 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 and that whole like rapid da-da, ba-da, and then she'll throw her head back and laugh, you know. Oh no. No, listen, I'm so glad that I held my ground about that yesterday. I really am, because this idea that maybe she never had any kind of disease, I don't even know. I put it out on Twitter today. For us to actually sit here as a community and even have one notion that she would be fabricating that story is just beyond me. I tried to be the good defender. I really did, because I just can't. I wrote my tweet actually was, let's see, what did I say about it? Um, I said health scares and treatments are the next cage fight between creators, highlighting the story arcs, treatment protocols, injuries, and miraculous recoveries that defy logic from listeners who are licensed professionals recovering themselves or caretakers of the ill at its peak. And then I did one of my paper doll Haley movies, just to remind everybody, pay attention to the paper dolls. And that's what I wrote out on Twitter. So I don't know. I think I can only share kind of, a post in that way, just kind of this general thing about it's hard to believe. And we knew from yesterday, everyone sharing their stories, that this could not be. It just doesn't work that way. This was not a miracle. There is no miracle here, and it's possibly it was all fabricated. And we just we can't deal with that. We cannot. Why would we do that? Can't fabricate an illness like that and then get your entire community involved and suggesting that you're having these private phone calls, and she's there basically on life support, but she's able to come to YouTube in the middle of the night and talk drama. It's hard to believe. But I don't know if I'm ready to just come out and say that from what I can tell, she fabricated the story. I just I don't think I'm there yet, guys. Oh man. Oh, because if it's a fabrication, this is a new, because we've heard about what, brain tumors and that whole thing. And, um, oh man. But this was a long con, if it was. This wasn't, I have a brain tumor, but I went in and I don't have a brain tumor. It wasn't like that. This was a full-on long con where everyone was involved in this woman's cancer story. And she went from being perfectly healthy, being a financial contributor and supporter of Brittany, to a cancer patient. Never. I'm just not ready to say that it's a full fabrication. I just can't. I would feel really bad if that's if that's where this is. I don't know. I can't. I just can't. You do feel that way, right? Little Miss Sharon, right? It does. It feels that way. You can't believe what you're hearing, but you're part of it, and then you don't know, yeah, and you don't know how to navigate it, and it feels weird, and you don't know when the creator's going to kind of get out of it or come clean or whatever, and that this whole perpetuation, it's absolutely, I'm going to say it again, it is a master class of manipulation, one of the best ones out there. I can make the cat wobble if you want to. Exactly. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. Thank you. That's why the cat comes in, the cat stays for a moment, and the cat goes out. But we can't do that. we can't do it because the investment is too high. Our new word, okay? We need to crown somebody. You guys ready to crown? User UK4TX. He is the Prince of Shimmying Cats. And so it is. The Prince of Shimmying Cats has been crowned. I think shimmying is with two M's. There we go. Let's put another M in there. Okay, this is what we do every time we get together. If you are following Beauty Bubble on YouTube, this is what we do, and we are going to, boom, make you the Prince of Shimmying Cats. Let's go, people, for 15 seconds. Actually, let's do it for a good 30 seconds. Make him the Prince of Shimmying Cats right now. And welcome our new chatterer. There we go. Soak it in. Live it. Come on, everybody. Mimi, where are your emojis? Don't feel me. There we go. There we go. Come on, little Miss Sharon. Lots of emojis for the Prince of Shimmying Cats. So you know how the gamers, like they do the floods of the emoji and then people are supposed to earn something? So if someone comes out and it looks as though they should be a princess, or in this case that they should be a prince, we're going to go ahead and that's what we do. But I don't know. Everybody's being a little slower tonight. So we're not getting the full crescendo of things. There you go, little Miss Sharon. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. You get it. I love I like the intermittent emoji there. It's adorable. Yeah. And you only get the crown for until the session is over. Now we are at our 2 hours, just so that you know. We are, you guys. So remember it was going to be just 1 hour. So we are at our 2 hours. I think maybe we should take a little bit of a break, a little 5-minute break. And now she's a Cancer. I know. I know. Shimmy Cat knows. Shimmy Cat been on the internet since Shimmy was in a little bathtub, that Shimmy. The Prince of Shimmy Cat, I'm telling you. Since this one was in a plastic bathtub on the beach, this Shimmy Cat knows the truth of everything. I know. This is what we're talking about. We can't believe it. Shimmy, I'm telling you. Okay, guys, we're on a 5-minute break because burnout is not in our DNA. Thank you for those that are watching. Wanted to let you know that we eked out a few new subscribers actually between our session yesterday overnight and this morning. We have 458 subscribers to the Beauty Bubble channel, which I'm very proud of. Thank you so much once again for your time and trust, involvement, and all of that for being here. Mimi's going to go ahead and say goodnight. Thank you so much, Mimi. In our tradition, as it always is, that we let everyone know that our kindness is towards the missing ones that brought us all here, and it is our tradition here at Chat Only, and we will bring it forward to the Learn of Beauty. So the missing ones, we have triggers for each of them, and the first one is Sebastian Metavier out of Canada. He has been missing. He is a story that Mimi is very familiar with. So Sebastian, I know that your mommy and daddy have been hopeful for all of this time, and we hope for your safe return into the loving arms of your family and friends. That is Sebastian Metavier. The next missing is our Summer Wells. Summer Wells has been missing for 5 years come June 15th. Please think kindly on her. She literally vanished out of the holler where she was born and raised. Little bitty one. They have done age progression now for her. The FBI has done. If you haven't seen or grabbed the poster, please do. As you will not she will not look anything like she did when she went missing. And the next one is Sebastian Rogers. This is really the core story that brought most of us together all at once. This largest manhunt in the history of Tennessee for this teenager who literally was in his home and then not in his home. He has vanished. There have been no clues. Remember, the largest manhunt in the history of Tennessee. No one has a clue about where he is, where he went, how he went missing. It's absolutely horrible. It brought us all together. And this is why we're more keen on we need to come back to the garden and do our best to be the best people, to share their names, share their stories, share the facts of the matter that have been given to us, not our opinions, not our theories, not our wacky, um, just insane ideas about what may have happened. If we could, maybe just do a full reset. That is Sebastian Rogers. The next is the Sullivan children, another story out of Canada. These two precious ones. One moment they were awake and they were playing. Their parents took a nap. That one parent got up looking for the children. The children are gone, and there's literally surrounded by the Canadian tundra. A huge hunt for these children. They're still hunting for these children. We're talking about mounted police, people that are very familiar with the tundra of Canada. They cannot find these two babies, completely vanished off the face of the earth, that are the Sullivan children. Our next one, most closest to us because of our age, our effort in life, is Nancy Guthrie, vanished from her home. They have some clues. They don't have a lot of clues. There's been a massive reward. There is a whole bunch of trolling going on about offering up a reward, $1 million or $500,000 reward that got more. The reward became larger because of her daughter, and there's nothing. The boots on the ground YouTubers, true crime YouTubers, have been hit up really hard on the headlines. The neighborhood does not want them there. They feel that they have been abusing and manipulating the story to earn money. And little Miss Sharon reflects on her. The first thing on YouTube I saw was the interview with Summerwell's parents. That was my true crime story. I'm now on Sebastian Rogers' watch. Yeah, everyone has come through and in these stories, and so that's Nancy. Every day we hear about creators that are facing health hardships, and when you are a creator and there is any kind of interruption that where your health is taken over, you cannot really run a channel without adding more kind of injury to your illness. So for Belinda, we made a trigger for Belinda and for the others that are suffering in any kind of way with health concerns. We lift you up. We know that making content on YouTube, it's different for everyone, but we lift you up in any way that we can, that good health is returned to you, and that in doing so, that you will share how your recovery went and what your secrets are to good health. And that is how our sessions go. This has been Learn with Beauty, live sometimes, May 28th evening session. This is Beauty Bubble, your host. Thank you so much. There's greatness and goodness in all of us, each and every one of us. And when you are in your prime, I will be in my dust. I adore all of you so much. Thank you for coming, spending the time in the belief. You're in the zone of belief. We can make these turnarounds. We really can. I do believe that. Bye-bye now. Okay. All right. From there, let me get some production notes out. Usually takes me about yeah, I love that you share about this. I'm doing some production right now. Little Miss Sharon, share whatever you'd like to share. In my opinion, Nancy will be found and bring closure to get the family back together again. That's very hopeful. Well, Miss Sharon, that's good to hear from you. I've done a lot of like aerial, a lot of aerial research about where she could possibly be, and also where the other family members live. And I've always thought that the family has moved around a couple of times. She hasn't, but her children have moved around a couple of times over the years. It's taken a few years, but they've had like 3 or 4 homes. You know, first it was a little adobe, one room house, and then it was another little house. The second house that they lived in, there is an alleyway, and beyond that, there is a very, very odd um, warehouse. It's absolutely abandoned. No one's there. There's no flags. I've never known about anyone searching over there. And that part of the world just spoke to me in a way that related it back to the family. On a Twitter note, when I was putting out my posts for the Guthrie case, and then I was running Faceless here on YouTube about the case, the daughter of the aunt. Do you remember the whole thing about the niece and the nephews and that sort of thing that got into trouble with the fentanyl? One of those nieces, the one of the aunt that used to do the abduction game. Remember when they were doing the abduction game? Yeah, her husband came and blocked me on X. I don't know this person. I never spoke on this person. I spoke about the people that were around one another on the case. Um, Never spoke to him at all. And he blocked me. And that when that block came through on X, I was like, wait a minute here. The family is now blocking. Remember how we feel about that you cannot really have an assessment about a stranger in a missing case. You cannot have any idea or notion of strangers because a stranger may know something, hear something, see something. You can't have a notion about them whatsoever. But he blocked me just completely out of the blue. And that's when I stopped because what it said to me was that the family does not want us talking about this. That association between other family members, they do not want us talking about it. And then I put a couple of little things out after that, and then I stopped talking about it. So that's how serious it can be when you have to be able to listen to the family members' needs, and that's what I decided to do. And I was putting out the little Haley out AI videos and trying to understand about the terrain and what it's like once you leave your doorstep in Tucson, Arizona. So it's brutal. So to be her age in the middle of the night, this is a brutal environment. So, but that's what got me to stop talking about that case. When I say the case, stop talking about Nancy Guthrie. Okay, so the production notes, I usually try and get some of these things done. This is when I go into the back office and I write down some of the things that have happened to the stream tonight. Let me go ahead and do that. If you are a creator and you're not doing this kind of at the moment, you're sort of missing out on a bit of where you can find a growth cycle, where you can find um, areas that you can make improvements to your outreach. So tonight's content, let me get in there, the stuff that I can get live before I turn things off. We have had our reach is 77 views, 19.1 watch time hours. We have had 233 chat messages and 118 reactions. I'll have to look into the reactions. That's the highest that we've ever been, with 18 concurrent viewers that happened 48 minutes into the content, and then it trailed off after that. So I do believe that when I'm talking about the treatment of one another out on the internet, the most we can really do is an hour, or people will start dropping off. So I will put all these things together and put them in the stream. So let me grab a couple of them so I know for sure. That's 77 views. Let me go ahead and X out of a couple things here. 77 views. Get rid of Jackson. Come here. So don't mind me as I do this, okay? 77 views. Uh-oh. Why did that do that? Views. We had 19.1 watch time hours. This used to be the number one metric. I don't know if it is. We do have to reach quite a bit of hours. I will not at this tempo. We won't reach the base requirement for a full year of content. 233 chat messages. Didn't have a big crowd tonight, so this is a little on the low side. Except for that, we had this kicker of 118 reactions. And like I said, I have to figure out what the reactions one is. We got our view data, impressions, views from impressions. None of that really matters. Interesting. Content suggesting this stream was Florida pin mail unboxing, Lee No Never Expected to Need Sungmin, and 70s Is This Good First Time Hearing. Don't know anything about that. It's the first time I've seen it. Content suggesting this live stream. I'll have to look into that. So I have quite a few things to do. And that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have been. I know, it's all production, so sorry for everything like that. Bye-bye now.